cultural meetups. All hands, yes, the all hands, one of our showcase of culture where every employee in Bukit Vista meet together and get some inspiration from inspirational speaker like you. Yeah.
Great. I love companies that do a little bit more like that than just their work. They go outside and have some culture and like try to create some sort of community. Important.
Agree. All right. We have 18 people now. Morning, Kak Fasha. How are you? Looking great. Kak Fasha actually sits right next beside me. Let me touch him. I love annoying him. Okay, let's move on. Hi, Kak Bella. How are you?
Hello, good morning. Hello, Thor. How are you doing, sir?
Hello. I'm doing great.
Are you in Kuta?
I'm in Kuta, yes.
Oh, your favorite apartment. I see.
Thank you.
Over back to Lutfi. Great.
Yeah. Let's see. And I wonder where Mr. Jing is. All right. Hi, Kak Hafidz. How are you, brother from another mother?
Yo, I'm doing good, brother, from another mother. Lovely brother.
Yeah, Kak Hafidz is in Jogja right now. Have you ever been to Jogja or other parts of Indonesia?
No, I've just been to Jakarta. But I really want to travel and see more of Indonesia.
Yes.
So my plan is in the next month to find some time to visit more of your beautiful country.
Yeah, there are beautiful underrated places. Oh yeah, Mr. Jing has joined.
Hello, Mr. Jing.
Hi, Mr. Jing. Okay, I think his audio is merged. Let me see. Okay. Can you guys hear Mr. Jing? Or no? Okay, so it's just on my end. Okay.
Okay. So.
All right. Kak Rama, shall we start now or?
Yes, we can start now, yeah, Queen Lutfi.
All right. I'll hand it to you, Kak Queen.
All right. For all hands meeting. My name is Queen, and together.
How do I?
Okay.
Queen, I'm sorry we cannot hear your voice, and you could also share your screen, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. You hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. So good morning, everyone. My name is Queen, and I'll be your host today, together with Kak Lutfi, who will be our moderator. Inspirational talk, and then continue with vision and mission statement, and then hospitality and revenue target update, and weekly mission, team target and achievement update, monthly strategic milestone, core value recognition, and personal updates. So without any further ado, let's begin today's session. So first, it is my pleasure to introduce our inspirational speaker today, Dr. Peter Ransfel, the founder of Stealth Startup. So he has an inspiring journey from being a Connecticut representative at Popia to serving as self-manager, head of North Atlantic operation, and community manager at different organizations. And now he's leading his own startup. So Thor, could you please explain more about your journey and experience with us? Please welcome Dr. Peter Ransfel.
Yeah, thank you so much. I'm from the Faroe Islands, small country right next to Iceland. Lived in Bali for 2 years. If I should talk about my journey, how I came here, as my educational background is leisure management, bachelor, and innovating entrepreneurship. So while I was studying, I started my own tour guiding company in Copenhagen. The Faroe Islands, only 50,000 people. We're archipelago, just like Indonesia, just way smaller, like 1,000 times smaller, 18 islands. So I started there and I learned to speak better English. It was tip-based in the beginning. Later, I reinvested the money in buying some bikes. So I learned digital marketing. I learned to build a website. So I wanted to like build everything myself. That equipped me for entrepreneurship with other companies in the future. So I had some like opportunities pop up, which learned to taught me how to use the CRM and sales. The same with high yield selling food trucks, which I did shortly, where I learned a lot. So I started learning some sales there. And then a company which was very interesting to join was Blue Lobster, because it was an innovative company that they were importing fish, but they were focusing on small fishermen with an app, so the restaurants could follow along where the fish came from. Because the fishing industry is extremely corrupt. There's a lot of illegal fishing, and they're just branded as caught legally by small fishermen, and then the restaurants buy it. But this could now you could really verify where the fish came from, and this way the restaurants could claim we have sustainable fish on your plate. So there were two young girls who had started it, and I said I want to help you guys because I speak Faroese and I can access the Greenland and Icelandic market. We have a lot of fishermen; they're underpaid, and I work with them up until COVID closed all the restaurants. It was really interesting as I was the first guy in the Faroe Islands ever to fly fish across the Faroe Islands. The Faroese fish is considered a premium product. It's fatter. It's North Atlantic fish compared to the ones around Denmark. The problem is it takes like 5 to 7 days when we sell it from ocean to plate. So I could do it in 2 to 3 days. It was kind of complicated because that's why no one has succeeded. But it's just making a few phone calls. We called the import guys, then we called the veterinarian. And you have to get a few signatures. You can't do it by mail because you have to get it like from the fish is up, what kind of fish is it, where is it caught, can you sign here. So, but it could be done. So I did it for 3 months. The business grew exponentially those 3 months. And unfortunately, this new thing, COVID, suddenly hit, and all the restaurants closed, and no tourists. Ended back in the Faroe Islands. Did some freelance jobs, but I did spend a lot of time like studying, learning AI. I learned pretty quickly before anyone's talking about it that it would be very beneficial to study it. Then all of a sudden I ended up in Bali. I met this guy Rasmus Holst in Copenhagen. He had just started a development company in Bali. I knew nothing about Bali, but I helped to set up some advertising, and he was really happy. So he bought the tickets to come to Bali and paid me to set up the CRM system so he could build a scalable sales team quickly. And that was super interesting to come here and see him grow the company so fast. And since then, I've been in Bali, and I worked in Bali and also with some Danish companies, and I've just fell in love with being in Bali. So I'm staying here for, I'm not sure how long, but I have no plans to move for now.
Okay. That's such an incredible journey. So
One thing, Stealth Startup is just a LinkedIn. It's like My company, I don't want to reveal the name or what I do because it's too big. It's just for creating some mystery, but to get all the people to accept it. So, it's not called stealth startup. It's what you usually say when you have a startup. That's like, you have a startup, but I don't want to reveal it. It's too good. It's too valuable.
Okay. Now let's move to the next question as shown on the slide. So there's many local initiatives fail when they try to scale globally. In your experience with Greenland entrepreneurs and small vision communities, what do you think most people get wrong about scaling, and how have you approached it differently?
Yeah. Yeah, there are two things. Scaling from a small community has different problems than general scaling problems. I can first talk about that. So I've been the community manager. I was also a podcast host for Dukika, which was a government-funded organization to create more connections across the North Atlantic countries and inspire more innovation and entrepreneurship. So I interviewed quite a few entrepreneurs, and I was also a speaker in Nuuk at the Arctic conference. The thing about like the Nordic, and especially Faroe Islands and Greenland, because it's like small communities, I think people lack confidence to go internationally. It's 95% of the GDP is fish. So there's very little incentive to inspire entrepreneurship. And also the Faroe Islands is very rich on fish. The GDP is like 5 times higher than the average country, but it's extremely expensive. So if I want to switch to entrepreneurship, all of a sudden it would take so much effort to be able to sustain myself, because you need like at least $5,000-6,000 a month to sustain yourself in the capital because the rent is so high. And then, like if you can do it locally and people know each other, but if you go outside, it's a completely different game unless you have unique product. So some people have managed to succeed because the product is so unique. And then also in the Faroe Islands, it's a part of Denmark, so people think Denmark is known for being very little corrupt, but it's extremely corrupt in the Faroe Islands because there are few families who own everything. So it's most people, a lot of people get ahead and get a lot of capital because of who they know, not because of their competence. But if they go outside and want to compete, it's a completely different game than in the Faroe Islands. So yeah, it's hard. Also the language barrier. English is our third language. But in general scaling, I think a lot of it is people are uncomfortable with change, and people just want to do what works. So instead of trying new things and trying to prove, they think if they do what works, it will always work. That hinders innovation and it hinders growth. I see it a lot in Bali. I think the systems, especially because I've worked mostly with property developers, the systems they use are so outdated. They're still like for maybe $1 million or more a month, but they don't have proper systems, which would help save them so much time and effort and energy. And in Europe, if you don't have emails, you seem like not a real company because everything is like phone, email. SMS doesn't get used, WhatsApp somewhat, but not in real professional settings. So I think it's hard to scale if you don't want to even put down the basics, which when you do. So, but the positive thing is that if you do a little bit, you don't even do like to be super complicated. It's very easy to compete in Bali. But yeah, the thing is, you have to innovate all the time. A little at a time. Don't get yourself uncomfortable. There's also you could go too fast, but always innovate. But always make sure you go at the right pace.
So you've led AI and data-driven venture, right, sir? How do you decide when technology should shape the business model versus simply support it? And what's the hardest trade-off you have faced in decision?
As the first thing is there are a few categories when it's a business tech driven and where it's more human centric. So both the first thing is like you could be selling tech. Netflix is fully tech driven. AI models is like you are selling these models that's completely tech driven, especially SaaS companies. So that way you're purely tech if you're selling something like that. But then you could have like a boutique hotel where you could improve service by implementing an AI to support the room service. So you have to look where is it tech driven or is it more human experience driven? And especially if it's service industry where you're booking someone to do something like a private chef, then AI can still support. I think a chef which knows how to use AI could have way more creativity in its dishes. It could be very fast at looking at different spices and what to do, but there is of course very supportive. And then another factor is if you're selling something that's expensive, like for example, if you're renting out a villa, people are happy that everything is very techy. Here you get answered by a bot because you just want to rent as soon as possible and book. But if you're buying a villa, most people would prefer someone to talk to in the end. So the end goal should be like so to get someone to have a meeting, and tech should support as much as possible that time. So it's like it's a tech subject, and how high is the risk? It's high risk. People want to hear a human voice. So the industry, like we go back to this tech industry, the fish industry, very conservative industry in Denmark, very primitive. I remember when Blue Lobster just started, they had gotten threats, those little girls, from other fishermen because they were scared of what they were doing, and someone stole like a huge part of our fish as we left it. So there's a huge amount of resistance there. Getting another place where there's a big trade-off is if you build a sales team and you hire like old school salespeople, they have a really hard time switching from what they've always done if it's Excel. So therefore, I really like to work with young salespeople, unless it's an older guy who's already tech savvy, because it could be really hard to get the old team to do what they've always done, even if in the end they would save maybe 50% of their time because they didn't have to do so much manual work, manual emails and manual WhatsApps and stuff like that. Yeah.
So, user. So the balance depends on cost, risk, customer expectation, and high stake, and so on. And we move to the next question. Every new technology comes with hype and hidden risk. What's the most dangerous blind spot you see in today's innovation landscape that could hurt business if they ignore it?
This is a very important question. 80% of AI projects fail. There are few reasons, as one of them lies with the business and another one lies with the AI expert. So the thing is, businesses expect like a plug and play, like you build a software, you have a project, and then you plan it and you build exactly that. The problem is it's moving so fast. For example, there's a company which wanted me to build have a list of all the units which they had for rent, hundreds of units, and then the AI bot would qualify on Instagram the people and instantly send those units which were in the criteria, like 2 bedrooms, jungle, ocean view, whatever. The problem is, I tried this before, but it hallucinated 1 out of 10 times. And that's not acceptable because it could send like completely wrong units 1 of 10 times. And so they asked me, can you do it? I said, I don't know. then I started explaining the technicalities of it. I'm not sure because the AI is moving. It was not possible 2 months ago. And they were like, "But we don't care about the technologies. Can you do it? Can you do it?" And I'm being honest. So I said, "I don't know. You have to push as much as you can. But in 2 months, now you could probably do it. So if you don't do something that's good enough, that's kind of basic, but not exactly what you want, you're already ready to improve it as soon as AI improves." So the problem is that these people who promised everything, they get the job because they want the contract, and then they cannot deliver. And that's a big problem because companies expect a plug-and-play solution with all kinds of magic, and then the AI experts promise them this because they just want to sell it, and then they fail to deliver. That's why 80% of the projects fail. The right way to do it is to do a business analysis. You look at where are the biggest holes, like where is a lot of people doing a lot of boring automated stuff. Where can we use some technology to take over this so you can do more important stuff which humans are better than computer at? And then after that, you think of, okay, what could we implement here? Dream scenario is this, but like what's the lower tech version, like good enough, which would improve? And if you go first to the lower version, and then the dream version is not ready yet, but maybe in 4 months, that one is ready. So you do like small improvements here, and don't like expect everything. Look at what need to have compared to nice to have, and then implement those. And then as soon as the technology moves, which is incredibly fast right now, then you start implementing those technologies. So the biggest blind spot is not understanding AI and setting up really high and rigid expectations. Let's find the guy who can do this. But if the technology isn't there, it isn't there. So nobody will be able to do exactly that until the technology can follow along with what they want.
Okay, so must AI project fail because the business expect plug and play magic while expert overpromise instead of starting small practical improvement and scaling as the technology matters, right? Okay. So that's all the question that we have. So anyone want to ask question to Mr. Thor? So Kak Bayu, time is yours.
I'm also been developing AI agents for BukitVista as well, right? So I think we have done that for almost 3 years now, and we are putting it in production, and we are pretty proud of that. I'm sure you have been seeing that in action as well. My question, you are doing this as well for companies, right? Or at least seeing how companies implemented this. And I don't know if you have the same problem. There will be pushback from the user, right? Or at least the user that previously doing that job manually, and they are doing it better because they're human, right? Let's say customer service, of course, human will do it better. And the AI probably in the first implementation, probably not as good. So how do you solve that problem in terms of, I guess the term is integration AI into AI agent into the existing human role, basically. How would you do that process normally?
For example, if it's customer service, then you need to like measure first the capacity of customer service, the amount of waiting time. So if someone cannot jump in right away, it's better to have an AI than nothing. I think some questions, like complex questions, like legal questions, AI is incredibly good at in explaining it in a very, very understandable way. You can say, take this legal question and deliver it in an 8th grade manner. So those questions, which are AI is very good at taking complex questions, making them easier, and also questions which most customer service would have no idea to answer. So I'm not sure if customer service is always better. It really depends on the situation. There is one thing you can do is like you have an AI suggestive, meaning that while the customer service, while you have a human checking it, there's the AI putting the suggestive questions, meaning now you have both of the best of both worlds. Meaning that if it's a very complex question or a question like a legal question, AI can answer that and reduce it into a complexity which is very easy for people to understand. And then the human can double check: does this make sense? Yes. Or should there be a small change? You send it right away. So you could experiment with that like a hybrid, which is most systems have that, Go High Level and other systems in. Or you can have when nobody's there, have a fully AI. I think that would be a good one.
Okay, interesting. I guess that's similar to our previous approach as well, where it's basically you promote the previous person as a supervisor to the AI.
Yeah, supervisor AI. So you can also, the other can just be send. No, change a little bit. Send. Not totally correct. Let's make it more conversational. That's too AI-like. So like when you say, I never want to sound like AI. If I ask AI how to write something, I always make it shorter, a little bit more my own voice, because I'm formal but concise. Like I'm not like very long words. So yeah. You can have a human like make it more human like.
Yeah. Okay. Adding more typo probably.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Quinn.
Okay. So thank you so much, Thor, for sharing your journey with us. That was truly a powerful insight for us. So, Thor, you're very welcome to stay with us for the rest of the session. But if you need to leave now, that's completely fine as well. Once again, thank you for being here today. Thank you, Thor. So now let's continue with our agenda. Please welcome our CEO, Mr. Jing, who will share updates and direction for us. Mr. Jing, the time is yours.
Okay, let's go ahead and begin. All right, everybody, how's everyone doing? Good? Okay, so we begin another week, and I'll let the operations people report the news on what's happening in terms of the business figures. I'll try to zoom out a little bit and give everyone something to be inspired about. But before I do that, is there any questions? Does anybody have a question they would like to ask me? I hate it when everybody asks questions at the same time. Okay, any questions? None. Okay, if there's no questions, going once, going twice, sold. Okay, if there's no questions, then I'll start talking about whatever's in my head, okay? So I attended an interesting event yesterday in Seminyak. And so the event was a short-term rental industry conference where all the people who are, I guess you could say they're our competitors, but I think more accurately, they're kind of like our students now, okay? So let me show you who these people look like. They are, they're in different companies in the short-term rental industry, okay? So I'll throw this up over on this side, and I'll share my screen, and hopefully you guys can see this, okay? All right, so these are the folks there. So this is Adiguna. He's the guy in the white shirt. Adiguna is the Chief Operating Officer for Nakula. Nakula's been doing property management for, before I even came here. It's a very long established property management company. After is Daniel. Daniel is the owner and also I think the CEO of Villa Finder, another company that existed before we came here. Bai and I went to visit Villa Finder on the Singapore walkabout back in the day when we were just getting started. Villa Finder was huge, and they primarily distributed villas on websites. And the next guy over here is Ian. Ian has Bali Superhost, which is a pretty large company out there, okay? So anyways, these, and the guy in the pink shirt has a company called Hospitable. They basically make a version of Bigger for their clients. So they distribute and sell property management software, okay? Now, the interesting story was this. So everybody, well, number one, it's kind of flattering. Everybody knew who I was. I didn't have to identify myself. They were, oh yeah, you're Jing. And the second thing they said was they knew all of you guys. Yeah, pretty funny. Yeah, because you guys are on the career channel and on LinkedIn and doing all this stuff all the time, right? And so we talked more about that. And apparently our brand in the industry is that we really develop talent at a high level. Most management companies probably just really spend their time focusing on cleaners and whatever, but we really think about how to develop people. That's what they're really surprised about. Like, why do you spend so much time? Why do you end up doing all this training and everything? And they're very appreciative of that. They're like very humbled by how much we invest in developing our people. I had no idea. I thought they would know something else about us, but apparently that was the secret. Okay, so those of you who are doing good things by looking after the people on your team, then congratulations. Apparently, this is a very admirable place to work. Okay, and it struck me as kind of obvious, but it didn't strike them as obvious at all. And so this is what I found to be kind of funny, right? So basically, I'll move the screen over here again. Basically, the way that other companies look at us is like this, right? Number one, we have more heritage. We've been doing this far longer, so we're respected for our tenure. That's number one. Number two, we're respected for our ability to uplift the individual. Positive transformation for our employees, you could call it, okay? So they do see that, and that is different from those organizations. And number three, of course, our technology. We have an abundance of technology here. Now, the thing, okay, all right. Bea, Quinn, you're gonna have to cut me off when I speak too long, otherwise I'll take up the entire meeting, okay? But basically, I found this to be very strange because we've generally avoided speaking to our competitors, you could say. But apparently, I mean, our reputation is very strong, even in their dominions. It's very surprising. Now, I was mentioning just earlier something about being surprised, and it surprised me that what seems obvious to BukitVista doesn't seem obvious to anybody else yet. Like, yeah, obviously, you can't grow your business if you don't grow your talent, right? Obviously, you can't keep on just going to import the person that apparently can do the job and expect it to continue going. Obviously, if you want to go further, you need to dig a bigger foundation. And obviously, it takes a lot of perseverance and endurance to be at the front and pioneer a new industry, okay? There is, I used to be a little bit afraid to say this because, you know, humility and all that, but I'm pretty sure we're leading. I'm pretty sure we're leading in every category. And I know that because I go and I see everyone copy us, right? I see now Propertia copy us on construction update videos. I see other people copy us and talk about, like, even in other categories. A friend of mine is now doing a podcast on business of gaming because they really like games. There's just all this like say inspiration coming from following our business model. In fact, the very model that we invented was the revenue share model. Yeah. And most of those companies out there have all adopted a similar model. Now, the problem is when you're at the front, you're often misunderstood. Like these days, what we actually do is we do asset management, which is a entirely new category in Bali. It's probably an entirely new category in our industry. And still, not a lot of people understand what that means. And perhaps you guys need to understand it first before I can go out there. But my final point is this, right? So you're going to hear some bad news, you know, in a few minutes later, which is normal because not every day is full of good news. But if you zoom out and you kind of look at the bigger picture, what's weird is we've climbed a mountain together, right? What's weird is that every day we were taking one step up, and then when you finally look back on it, you're like, whoa, that was a pretty large mountain that we've been able to climb. So for that reason, I think there should be commitment to long-term pride in the daily activity that you practice, but also awareness on the short and medium-term goals that we have to continue that climb. Okay, so good job, everyone. I think in terms of a spiritual outset, in terms of how we are seen by the rest of the industry, I was quite surprised that there was such admiration for what we do, and especially what we've done here with everybody here. Okay, so I guess we are special at this point, and everyone sees it as well. Okay, let's move to the next speaker, who's going to give us some more jarring, realistic news. Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Jing, for sharing your thought with us. So we move to the next agenda.
Okay, so we shall be going for the vision and mission statement now. So, Queen, can you kindly share the screen? Okay, thank you very much. And I will be passing this on to Hafidz. Hafidz, the floor is yours.
Okay, thank you, Bro Lutfi. So, Queen, please full screen the deck and please go to the first slide. I believe this is the third slide. Please. Yes. Yep. Okay. This is the new properties that just I believe will be launched today. So this is the photo just fresh from the Ganesh laptop. So this is Nirma Villa, 1 bedroom. So will be launched today, and once the property launch, it will be announced by Ganesh on the Slack channel. Okay, thank you. Please go to the next slide. This is the semester solvent target. So the revenue target is 3.6 million USD, and hospitality target 85% 5-star rating, and brand target or partner stability is 255% USD. Okay, next. So this is for the hospitality target and achievement this week for the semester progress. That's way too far. So please go to the first slide first, which is accuracy. Okay. Okay, you guys just got a sneak peek for the what's happened to our hospitality target, yeah. So this is the accuracy. Accuracy, we got a decrease by 0.5% compared to the last week. Next. Check-in got a decrease as well by 0.3%. Next. Cleanliness got a decrease by 0.5%. Next. Communication got a decrease by 0.2%. Next. Location got a decrease as well by 0.2%. And next, value got a decrease as well. So we got a decrease for all the hospitality metrics we got. And this is for the overall quality this week, we just decreased around 0.5% compared to the last week, which is for this week progress is 83.7 5-star rating. Next. So this is the sample reviews we got last week. So there are many bad reviews that severe our hospitality target and hospitality rating. They coming from Pondok Bagus, was it Rashita, Nirma, next. Polu Residence, Formaki, and Kamisama. And for, sorry, that's way too far. Okay. No. Let's go to the next slide. Yes, so this is the summary of this week severe bad reviews. And despite these all bad reviews that tracking the hospitality target, so there is also a case that we reactivate listings that we got from partner compliance, which is tracking down our hospitality target. So we will try to, what is it, like refining the hospitality, the SDP workflow. So we will try to be more strict on this, and hopefully we will get a more good performance for the next week and for the next semester as well. So thank you. I will pass it to Furqon for the next session.
Okay, thank you, Hafidz, for the information regarding the hospitality performance. Still on the same slide, Queen. Do not move it into the next one, please, because I haven't read and announced regarding the partner stability target and also revenue target announcement. Okay, while waiting for Queen to share the screen, let's proceed forward into the partner stability target achievements. As same as the previous weeks, we do not have any additional notes for the partner stability target achievements. However, to inform you that it has exceeded the current existing budget by around 20 less than 20,000 USD. So next, move on into the revenue target achievement. Yeah, this is the number that I spoken earlier. Next, into the revenue target achievements, and currently we are at 3,367,000 USD. We are only 1 week ahead into closing this semester, and we still have 232,000 USD left to achieve. So the increase or the revenue gain from performance is at around 67,000 USD up until this point. So this is the report for the semester target achievement. Thank you very much, Queen. And let's move directly forward into the company team and target achievements. Okay, so onto the company team and target achievement on the slide. Guys, we still have 1 week left to hit all the September 2025 targets. Looking at these records, we haven't really made good progress yet, especially on the hospitality part. But let us break down from the revenue target. On the revenue target, we are currently achieving at 553,000 USD, accounting around 85% of the progress. Onto the hospitality rating or 5-star percentage, our current achievement is decreasing quite significantly, around 1.6% compared to last week. This is really disappointing, and we need to get up further to by this 1 week to put more enforcement into the partners. For the brand target, no updates. For the starting revenue target, currently we are achieving at around 210,000 USD, accounting around 60% of the progress. In September, we managed to have 70% occupancy, 30% expired dates, 4% maintenance, and also 3% owner usage. We have 10% nets available to achieve the overall target. This is a call to wake up for everybody. We do still have goals to achieve for this September. We have revenue target to achieve. We have hospitality target to achieve. We have starting revenue target for the next month to achieve. We need to maximize our effort to make sure that we hit all those September targets by next week, as next week is basically the last day of the month. So that is it. Thank you very much. Back to you, Lutfi.
Thank you for the sombering news and wake-up call, Kak Furqon of the company theme targets. Now, let's move on to the weekly mission inspiration. Okay, we scroll down, Kak Queen, to the first entry in our inspiration, which is Successful Prospect Nurturing by Budi. I will hand the floor to Kak Reza. Kak Reza, the floor is yours.
Okay, thank you, Kak Lutfi. So this is the Budi successfully nurture and advance prospect to the next sales stage. So yesterday, Budi get to contact Pinar and Pak Eka, who are now ready to process the business plan and onboarding stage. This is directly impact the revenue as the moving prospect to the business plan and onboarding stage, increase the potential of the conversion into the active revenue generating partner. So I hope we can continue this intent for Budi, so that more prospect can be nurtured effective and can move into the next sales stage consistently. Thank you.
Nice. So Budi is growing and being developed actively, and by moving more prospects, by handling more prospects, it also increases the potential for conversion into revenue generating partners. I see. Thank you, Kak Reza. And since there are no other weekly mission inspirations, we shall be moving on to the core value recognitions. Let's see. Okay, there are two right now. We'll go to the first one on the right, that with the nominator of Kak Reza. Kak Reza, the floor is yours.
Okay, thank you. So the first one I want to recognize Kak Lutfi. So last week, we did have issue that should be fixed outside working hour. So to avoid disrupting the team, I'm with Kak Lutfi. Can accompany the entire process since he had access to the Budi phone. Through the directly connect from the phone was not needed in the end. I am very grateful to Kak Lutfi for support and willingness to assist during the repairment. So yes, thank you, Kak Lutfi, for help others to help them.
Okay, thank you also to you, Kak Reza, for nominating me. Okay, let's continue on to Kak Nadia's nomination. Kak Queen, can you full screen open the card, please, so we can see in full? Okay, Kak Nadia, the floor is yours.
Okay, thank you. Good morning, everyone. So this is actually a recognition to Jason for Never Settle and also Inspire Delight. So Jason actually been actively going to the field because he need to do some construction update, ground truth video for BPR, but also he's been doing offline canvassing. And for the past 1 week before he went to Jakarta, he's actually been collecting around 20 plus contacts, MKL. So yeah, congratulations, Jason, and keep up the good spirit. Thank you.
Nice, Kak Jason. He's a great guy. And I didn't know he went to Jakarta. Wow. All right. So let's move on to Mr. Jing's nomination for
Sure.
Kak Reza.
I'm going to also double down on Jason's recognition. So the reason I think it's pretty inspirational, and also I'd like to recognize Nadia for supervising this. I'll just put up Nadia's thing while I describe Reza. Let's talk about Reza. Reza is actually a unique individual here because Reza's mission driven, and that's rare. A lot of people are function driven. They're hired to do a job and they stick to that job. Reza's gone to work on different AI projects on different domains, and he's been faithfully trying to execute the mission on each time. I think even though, let's say, the progress right now for Booty is still far from being complete, right? But I think that attitude, that motivation, that lean is a really good direction. And I encourage more people to start thinking that way, more people to think like founders, more people to think like active entrepreneurs. You add your skill into a team in order to get a collective result. So I think that's really good. That's ownership thinking, and that's thinking that we definitely appreciate here. So that's good. I'm going to also recognize Nadia and Jason at the same time, because I think this is very important. A lot of times when we have rehires, we hire somebody back from the internship program, it doesn't go so well. And it doesn't go so well because the company has developed new skills, because there's a gap between the education and the actual real world. There's a change in, let's say, the value systems as well. So we've been able to sometimes navigate around that, and sometimes we fail, okay? And in a few cases, there's been rehires on interns where there's not been much success, and we've had to lead to terminations and other unhappy circumstances. But I think Nadia's been also on her journey as a supervisor and an upper manager, learning along the way. And I take it as inspiration that the willingness to actually, here's the best word for it. Everybody, what is the opposite of love?
Indifference.
Indifference, right. The opposite of love is not hate. The opposite of love is indifference. So if you're frustrated and you are constantly struggling with somebody you're supervising, that is a lot better in terms of, let's say, a process that you're going through to become a manager than if you don't care. If you don't care, well, let's just be friends. Let's not really, push you to do anything you don't want to do. Let's just, I want to get through my day easy. You want to get through your day without any trouble until we find out that you haven't been doing much, right? And then, of course, comes down a big stick. But instead of indifference, I think we've seen this progression in leadership to take on the difficult things. And sometimes, as Jason knows, the difficult thing is probably to use the stick, right? To show people what needs to be done. It doesn't make you a bad person. It makes you actually it makes you a more thoughtful leader and a real leader instead of a person who's just pretending to be a leader. So congratulations, I think, on getting through that process. It's not an easy process. And there have been some mistakes in the past, but I'm glad we're learning and we're able to show results now. So to both of you on leadership there, that's something we can develop more.
Okay, congratulations to Kak Reza, Kak Nadia, and Kak Jason. And Kak Reza for stepping into new and unknown domains. And we should have him as inspiration for everyone. And the two for their growing in leadership. So, yes. Oh, are these more or? Okay, got it. So since there are no more core value recognitions, let's jump into the announcements. All right. For the announcements, I shall be handing over the floor to Kak Rama. Yes, Kak Rama, the floor is yours.
Okay, thank you, Lutfi. So good morning, everyone. We are back with our shift leaderboard. This time is from the cutoff from August to September. Yeah. So here are the final results. So here's for the final rankings. Congratulations for revenue management, human resources, and engineering team, because these three teams are now entering level 2. For RM, Revenue Management and Human Resources, since it was re-promoted, both team does not achieve any reward ya, gitu. While on the other hand, for engineering, congratulations because you all have been nominated as winner this month, and all of the engineering members team rewarded with 50K per member, and it has already been sent ya last week by the finance team. And for the next milestone for RM, HR, and engineering, please keep it clean for the next 3 months, and you will get more reward and promoted to level 3. While on the other hand, we still have operations and marketing staying in level 1. Both finished with 2 points each. From marketing, we have Jason that was not complying to our expectation setting back in Discord, not staying respective in channel positions. And we do also have Ganesh in operations because he was forgot to self-checking in the operations sheet. Okay, and it means that we will be witnessing our team from operations and marketing to perform push-up and squats 15 times. But before that, what is our next step? So for RM, HR, and engineering, those 3 things will continue on level 2 and keep it up for the next 3 months. And you will be promoted to level 3. And for the marketing and operations, will remain in level 1 and will eligible to level up when there is 0 violation. Okay, so please, for marketing team and operations team, we need to see your beautiful face. What are your camera? Queen, bisa matiin ya share screen-nya so I could see that people, our team from marketing and operations are in their position, ready to push up and squat. Itu ya? Okay, come on, marketing and operations, rise up. Okay, on my count. Ready everyone? 3, 2, 1, 1. 2,
2,
3,
4,
4, 5,
5,
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and the last one, 15. Okay, thank you so much everyone for complying to the shift leaderboard ya. See you on the next leaderboard chapter. Back to you, Lutfi.
Okay, thank you, Kak Rama, for the announcement. And since we have no more time left and we are on time or earlier right now, 2 minutes left. So I will be closing this all hands. Well, everyone, that wraps up this week's all hands. I would like to thank each and every one of you happy individuals for coming and participating in this all hands. Don't forget, as usual, to fill in your personal updates before this day ends. And have a great day. Get back to work and see you all next time. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you, Kak.